Hey guys, and welcome to another Tips from Tiffany. Today we're going to talk a little bit about ports. You've picked your cruise, and if you're anything like us, we pick our cruises based on the ports that we get to go to. We definitely like to try new ports. Sometimes we do excursions, sometimes we don't. We do enjoy walking around the ports and looking at what the ports have to offer. The best tip I can give for if you're planning on staying in port is do your research before you go into these ports. One thing that you want to do before you go into your ports is definitely do a little bit of research about the ports. Learn a little bit about the culture, what to expect, what not to expect, laws in these ports. There's been times when we've walked around and seen stuff that you don't normally expect to see when you're in these ports, but it's a foreign country, so you never know what you're going to see. Also, know a little bit about the laws in the country, and then just have fun in the ports. Try the foods, the local foods, and the local drinks. We've tried some stuff and really enjoyed it, and I've come home and tried to recreate it. It's never quite the same, but it's close. And then definitely buy the local stuff. You can see all the shops and you can tell the stuff that's from China and you can tell the stuff that is from the locals. I usually try to get the handmade magnets that the locals make. It just helps support their economy. We always try to buy the local stuff, not the pre-manufactured stuff. You can always tell the difference. One thing in the ports that I do recommend is trying the local food or drink. Sometimes you find that you might try something that we call it one thing here and they call it something else there. We were in Roatan and went to a little coffee shop there, and they had what they called quesadillas. Well, here we call what we call a quesadilla. It's generally a tortilla with meat and cheese and some kind of salsa in it. This was a pastry. It was different, but it was good. So yeah, you never know what you're going to get. But definitely try the local foods and stuff. We also try to buy the local stuff that's made in and around the area there. We've tried the rum cakes there in Honduras. Those were so good. And they were made right there, pretty close, they said. We definitely tried to avoid the pre-manufactured shipped in from China and stuff like that. Another good tip in the ports is don't be afraid to say no. Sometimes these vendors can get a little aggressive. I know the first time I was in Cozumel, I told Chris I don't ever want to go back because they were pulling on you. We'd gone out of the port and into the city, and they were pulling on you and putting stuff on us, and I got really uncomfortable and said I don't ever want to go back to Cozumel. This was not my thing. Now we go to Cozumel and you just have to say no, and once you say no, they pretty much leave you alone. So don't be afraid to say no. Another good tip is always ask how much before. We went on a carriage ride and didn't ask how much, and when we got back it was almost $100 for that carriage ride, and it was only about a 30-minute ride. That was our mistake. We definitely should have asked the price before we went, but it was a lesson learned, and now we've learned to always ask the price before we go. We always try to carry cash with us because in the ports, some of the local vendors, they don't have the debit and credit card readers, so they only take cash. So always try to have a little bit of cash on you, but keep it somewhere safe. We've never had any issues with anybody trying to pickpocket or anything like that. Just better be safe than sorry. But yeah, that's pretty much what I have about ports. Just do a little bit of research, carry cash, definitely try the local foods and stuff. I know Chris is really excited about our next port stops because he gets to try the meat pies again. He loves the meat pies. Like I said, something else I've tried to recreate at home and just can't find those Scotch bonnet peppers down here. So I get them close, just not where they need to be. So I hope you have enjoyed today's tips. I do want to thank everybody. I was really nervous. If you can't tell in the videos, I'm still a little nervous about talking to y'all about the tips and stuff. Not sure what y'all want to hear, just what works for us. But I really do want to thank y'all. Y'all've made me feel really good about the videos that I have done, and now I'm loosening up a little bit and wanting to do a few more. So definitely put in the comments if there's any tips that you'd like to see or hear about, and I'll do some research and see what I can come up with for you, or give you some tips that we've learned along the way. Like I said, most of this is by trial and error, so we just go and have fun and throw out there what we can so that it can help the next cruiser. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, definitely give it a thumbs up, and we will definitely see you out on the high seas in 2 weeks.